All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Uh, Hi, Diane. Good morning. Now, listen, if there's things out there you're aware of, because I'm getting notes, I'm receiving notes from people saying, there's illegals working here, or if there's something you're aware of, please let me know. Send it to me. I appreciate it. Trump, I opened up this morning. Trump, every single thing you see being done, Trump said, I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. Now, before we get started, you know that I told you yesterday, my mom is visiting. I'm glad to have her visiting, and my sister. My sister's here also. Glad to have her. And they are visiting. Now, I got this. My mom, Trump, January 20th, 2025 inauguration. So I got this. My mom brought me the January 20th, 2025 inauguration Trump hat. The Trump hat from the inauguration. I got that on the table here. So thank you. But I have a question for you. And I'm going to about 9:30 at 10 o'clock. We're going to have the Georgia hour, but I'm having a bad shoulder day. We'll talk about that in a minute. Do you know what this is? Diane, do you know what this is? It's property of Pervin Dairy Company. It means my mom stole it. No, just property of Pervin Dairy Company. This is the 1969 front porch milk box. Yes, we had a milk box. You had it on the front porch. You put a note in there for the milkman what you want. You want a half gallon, all glass. You want a half gallon, 2 half gallons of white, 1 buttermilk. That was for Dad. Dad had buttermilk. And you had a quart of chocolate milk and maybe some butter or something. Right there. The dairy company. Now, the other thing is, I'll show you this in a minute. My mom, the box is full of little memorabilia. The box is full. The box is full. I'll give you an example. We'll go through the box in a minute. This is from the Daily News, New York Daily News. Look at this. See this? Right there? The New York Daily News. This is Saturday, October 26th, 1996. 1996. The Daily News. After his brother's miracle heart transplant, Joe Torre vows to win one for Frank. Remember when? And then here's the back page. World Series 1996, the Daily News. This is the back page. Mad world. Maddox stands between Yanks and the series crown with Game 6 tonight. 4-time Cy Young Award winner Greg Maddux faces the Yankees. And here on the bottom it says how to beat Maddux, page 47. That's just one of the little items in the milk box here that's full. I could go through it for 2 weeks. So there you go. That's the milk box. Did you have a milk box? Do you know what I'm talking about? Now, before we leave today, I can prove, there's proof, Diane, that I have been working since the day I was born. Yes, I know you don't believe that. I have proof. All right, folks, number 30, the Valentine's Day. Did I tell you you're watching? This is BKP Politics. I'm your host, BKP, of voiceofruralamerica.com, and there is number 29, the Valentine's Day banquet with the Fannin County Republican Party. We would love for you to come join us. Visit at 10 o'clock this morning, the Georgia Hour. We have some updates on, we have an update on a congressional race that someone is challenging a Republican. And then we have an update on a congressional race in Georgia that someone may be leaving and the seat could be open. We have a lot going on. Yes. The Georgia Hour at 10 a.m. Now, moving right along, before I get into the outcry, here's one. I'll give you that one in a minute. They are going nuts over the freeze of federal programs. All right. And it's exposing, and you will hear in a minute, they talked about the uncertainty, devastating, shocking, right? Crisis, a constitutional crisis, plunged us into, yesterday, Trump plunged us into chaos. Why? For 15 minutes, you could not get in the portal of Medicaid. Yes, and Meals on Wheels, Grandma may not get her meal this afternoon. We're not for sure. We're not for sure about anything we're reporting, but we're going to whip everything into a frenzy. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But my favorite, now, I'm going to put a little pressure before we jump into the Georgia. Remember this. All right, John Burns is 34. We'll talk about this in a minute. He's the Speaker of the House of the state of Georgia. John Burns, I wonder if you're aware. I want to send this to John Burns, Speaker of the House of Georgia. I wonder if you're aware, number 33, that the next time you invite this individual to give the daily prayer, they will have to identify themselves correctly. They can't be they, them. Remember, John Burns last March in the state of Georgia, in our state house, invited a transgender, a man dressed as a woman, to pray over the Georgia state legislature. He should be resigning immediately. Now, my favorite story of the day. They are losing it because Trump said, you know what? This is one of the many. So we have just like this. He told you in the campaign, right here, number 50. This is one of my favorites. Sorry about the coughing in the mic. Trump bans taxpayer-funded sex changes for children as he adds a flurry of executive orders. President Donald Trump on Tuesday banned federal funding for transgender sex changes for minors, adding to his ongoing flood of executive orders. Now, you see what you have on the screen? For children. He's banning taxpayer-funded sex changes for children. Transitioning. Now, I've asked you over and over, and I'm going to put a little pressure on you again today. I want you to go to your local Board of Education. I want you to go to your local Board of Education, and I want you to put them on the spot, and I want you to video it, and I want you to post it, send it to me, or let's get it out there. And I want you to ask them what their transitioning plan is, what the school system's transitioning plan is when a child comes and says, hey, I'm confused. What's the transitioning plan? Do they contact the parents to come in? What do they do? That's important. Find it out. Trump, this is one of my favorite. Now, as we go through this one, this is absolute my favorite. I've already said that, right? But I can have several in one day. Here is number 52. Transgender inmate sues Trump for forcing her, it's really a him, to move to a men's prison. Oh, this made my day, right? The inmate who was identified is that Padonia? I can't. Maria Mo has been transitioning since her teens and has never housed in a male prison. With an executive order, give me number, yes, this is awesome. Give me number 53. With the signing of an executive order, the executive order cuts transgender inmates off from gender affirming care, including medication, forces transgender women to be housed in men's prisons. No, the truth of that sentence should read forces men to be housed in men's prisons where they belong, and only recognizes two genders, male and female. Trump immediately said there's only two genders. And if you're a man, you're out of the men's prison, women's prison. I love this one. Only recognizing two genders. You must move out. Give me 54. You can't write this. Well, you can write it, but you can't make this up. Mo, who has been transitioning since her teens, has never been housed in a male prison and has always been deemed and treated as a female inmate at Farmington Prison, the only women's federal facility in the state. I think this is Massachusetts. Up until January 25th, she was listed as a female. This is my favorite part. This is my favorite. She was listed as a female in the system, in the prison system. But her gender status changed suddenly to male after Trump. She went, well, just last night, I was a woman. Just last night, I was a man dressed in women's clothing. And just like that, Trump turned me into a man. Voila! Oh! Let me read that again. But her gender status changed suddenly. Boom! You're a damn man. Suddenly to male after Trump signed an executive order 14166 on his first day back in the Oval Office. The day after Trump signed the order, Mo was removed from general population at the facility in Farmington and placed in single housing unit where she was told she would be waiting there until she could be transferred to a male facility. They are suing right now to try to keep Mo, the man, in the woman's jail. With the stroke of a pen, right? With the stroke of a pen, give me number 56. Right here, 56. That's one of my favorites. That has made my whole week right now. Trump signs executive order to defund youth gender affirming care. So I have to tell you, get rid of the illegals, safeguard our children, take care of our children. We have to take care of our children. The Trump administration, they don't want to talk about this. They are fine. Remember how many hundreds of thousands of missing kids? Missing kids, right? And the Trump administration, they're finding the children. They're getting these murderers, some of them, out of this country. I have one here, Diane. I want to pull this one out before I go to break, because I want to set up right at 9 o'clock and have a nice full hour here on They Are Losing Their Mind. But I told you this yesterday, folks. Number 28. I said this yesterday. I'm telling you to watch this. All right. It's a war. Trump takes on cartels and fight to restore American borders. It is a war. Okay. There's a reason why Trump signed state of emergency. There's a reason why they're sending 1,500 up to 10,000 troops will go to the border. There's a reason why. They're not just there to do barbed wire. You will see what happens. There's a reason why Trump signed an executive order naming cartels terrorist organizations. We have absolutely no choice but to clean house, and we can't trust Mexico to help us. And Trump will stop it. He told you this, just like during the campaign, he told you this. Now, the other night when he had an interview, I forget where it was, and they asked him, will you use military force on the southern border? Remember that? And he said, well, we could, right? We could. And it's going to happen. It's my opinion. That we have to go 50 mile in, bomb the hell out of some cartels. I see it happening. And Trump is sending a strong message to everyone. Every single thing he promised, he's working on it right now. I'm going to take a break. When we come back, the losing their mind over a government freeze, okay? Losing their mind over a government freeze and what's got them, they're losing it over what Trump's done now. The egg prices. Let me do this before we go. Caroline yesterday, they keep going on and on. Well, Trump's doing this and this, but he promised to bring down prices, and eggs cost X. Huh. Wonder if they. All right. Well, yeah, let's Caroline answer the egg prices. Video 15.
Christian Day Talk.
Thanks, Caroline. Just real quick, you mentioned the inflation executive order the president signed, but egg prices have skyrocketed since President Trump took office. So what specifically is he doing to lower those costs for Americans?
Really glad you brought this up, because there is a lot of reporting out there that is putting the onus on this White House for the increased cost of eggs. I would like to point out to each and every one of you that in 2024, when Joe Biden was in the Oval Office, or upstairs in the residence sleeping, I'm not so sure, egg prices increased 65% in this country. We also have seen the cost of everything, not just eggs. Bacon, groceries, gasoline have increased because of the inflationary policies of the last administration. As far as the egg shortage, what's also contributing to that is that the Biden administration and the Department of Agriculture directed the mass killing of more than 100 million chickens, which has led to a lack of chicken supply in this country, therefore a lack of egg supply, which is leading to the shortage.
So you killed all the chickens. You kill the chickens. We don't have any eggs. Well, so you killed the chickens. All right, number 24, Gary Peters. I will explain why he is retiring in Michigan. There will be an open seat there. Gary Peters, I will explain why he is retiring. Give me number 25 before I go to break here. Trump, one of the executive orders, don't forget, banning transgender service in the military, gut the military diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, reinstate service members who were discharged for not getting the jab. All right, folks, I'm your host, BKP. How about this? So you drive for Lyft. Is it Lyft? There's Lyft and Uber, right? So you drive for Lyft and you get a call and you show up, number 67, and this is standing on the street corner, and you're like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. So this is a rapper, I guess. I don't know this person. This is plus size Detroit rapper, says Lyft driver refused to let her in the car. The driver apologized but said his tires, my tires can't handle you. Essentially couldn't handle her weight and that she wouldn't fit. Look, man, it's all good. I know you're a rapper, but my tires, man, I just got tires. They can't handle you. I can't get you in. I can't get you in. No. Call a truck or something. Call a tow truck to lift your ass up and ride you around. But it can't be my car or my tires. No, hell no. Anyhow, she is suing because she can't get in the car. Driver said, hell no. All right, take a break. We'll be right back.